Hey guys, welcome to Rider Bet. I wanted to share a tool that I'm really excited about. It's taken me a while to actually share this with you guys because I wanted to make sure that the results that I was seeing were not just a fluke and were going to work for you guys. So let's go ahead and get started, and let me open up a tool called Picket to show you some of my results. As you can see, I've had a fairly good November, $430 already, and I'm just a week in. And all of this was done with plus EV betting. Of course, there is some ups and downs, as you can see. I also made a video on my channel for things to avoid, because you'll notice on September 9th, I lost $912, just doing something dumb and not sticking to the method. And just in these 3 months, that is about $1,000. So this is a really cool tool. If you guys don't use this currently, I would recommend using Picket, just so that you guys can keep track of your bets. It'll allow you to log into all of your bets at once. That way you can see your profit across all of the bets rather than try to add it up with a calculator. In another video on Picket, I'll actually show you some other months where I've made over 20K doing arbitraging. Back when I lived in Colorado, I was doing a lot of arbitraging and I was very successful at it. I'll actually make a tutorial video on how to do that as well. But for this one, I am going to stick to plus EV betting. I'm not going to say you're guaranteed to make profit. Like everything with sports betting, there is a risk. But what I will say is if you stack all of these tools that I show you here on my channel, you have the best edge to make money. And I've been able to make a lot of money using these. I also posted my link tree in the description. That way you can get all of the tools I use here. Okay, so let's switch over to OddsJam. This is where the magic happens. And I use the Fantasy Optimizer app. So I'm going to go ahead and go in here, go to the menu, click on Fantasy Optimizer. It's a really simple tool where all you have to do is select your sportsbook and the number of legs that you want to do. Always use 6 legs. The math works best on that. Check my other video if you actually want to see the math breakdown on how it works for all those analytical folks out there. And we're going to select 6-man insured, which means that this is a flex bet. And this is on Underdog, the only sportsbook I've been using to make the profit. But remember, the more sportsbooks you have, the more opportunities there are to find other legs. So we're going to go ahead and click on Underdog, and now we have all of the legs that it pulls up. I'm going to click on this top one that says AJ Mitchell, and you'll see a ton of different sports books, which is great because you want as many data points as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that one because that's a great bet. And then I'm going to switch over to Underdog, where I'm going to search for that bet. Now, double check to make sure that you are selecting the over or the under. In this case, it's going to be the over, and I'm going to click that right there. Then I'm going to jump back over into the other app, and I'm going to find another leg. You want to try to find ones from different games, different markets, so that the bets do not affect each other. And if you only see 2 sports books on here, that's not very many data points, and that's usually not going to be as safe as it would be if you had multiple data points here. You'll see conflicting bets. That is a red triangle. That means that I've already placed that same leg or something in a similar market. The red is what you want to avoid. You can select yellows, but the yellows mean that you have somebody else playing in that game, and sometimes those can negatively affect each other. So I'm going through and I'm just selecting some more legs in order to fill up a 6-leg parlay here. And on this one, I'm taking the lower. This was a great bet because there was multiple data points. And by the way, guys, you see a percentage on here. It says 57.27 on this one that I'm looking at. That is your percent chance to win that specific leg. Now, in order to be profitable, you need to be over 53%. Again, I break that math down in another video. But just stick to the green and you will be solid. You can select yellow if you need. Just know that you're going to be cutting it a little close on your profit. If you stick to all green bets, you're usually a lot safer. So I'm going to continue through. I need 3 more bets in order to build out this ticket. And then you'll be able to see what my total plus EV estimate is for this bet. So we're going through, I'm taking points, rebounds, and assists on this one. Typically, I don't take all basketball players. You'll often see me actually select a lot of Counter-Strike 2. Sometimes I take some tennis matches. Sometimes I take NHL. Sometimes I take NFL. I do like to try to mix it up a little bit. I feel like it actually helps me when it comes to correlation. Another important thing to note, guys, is if you select two people from the same game, Underdog will often lower your payout amount. And the reason why they do that is just because you are selecting two players that can potentially positively correlate. And, if somebody goes over on points, somebody else might go over on assists. And that's something that you want to avoid because it eats into your total profit. Okay, so I'm almost done. I'm on 5 legs. I'm looking for the 6th leg now, and then you will see the potential profits. I'm just double checking here that I selected the right leg, and you'll see 35x. Now, we're going to do flex play. Flex play is the best way to go because you can get 6 correct, you can get 5 correct, or 4 correct, and you can still potentially get a payout of some sort. If you get 6 correct, it is a 25x payout. Because you can lose 1 or 2 legs, you have the biggest potential here to make money when it comes to plus EV betting. You'll also notice, guys, that I selected $10. I do that because $10 allows me to control the variability when it comes to plus EV betting. There are less swings in my money. Of course, you can win a lot of bets in a row. You can also lose a lot of bets in a row and negatively impact your bankroll. So I do $10 because it's not too low of an amount that it takes me forever to bet through my bankroll, but it's not too high that I have giant swings and lose a lot of money all at once. So I really like doing $10. I might increase it at some point, but I feel comfortable right there, and it's worked for me so far. A general rule of thumb here is to do 1 to 3% of your bankroll size. Okay, guys, so I'm going to switch over and I'm going to show you the bet slip. Okay, so you can see my total EV is $44, but let me change my bet size to 10 and you'll see it's $4.44. That is a 44.35% EV. That is huge, and you usually won't get that big of a EV discrepancy, but we got in here early and we were able to get some good bets here. That is a huge return. If you guys think of putting money into the stock market, a 44% increase in the amount that you put in is massive. And that's the extra value you're getting from each of these legs because the bet doesn't line up with all the other sports books. And we are taking the general consensus on what is most likely to happen. All of the other sports books take into account all of the potential factors like weather, injury status, opponent, all of that is built into the odds, and they kind of do a lot of the work for us, and we just look for those line discrepancies and choose them accordingly. If you bet with the masses, you are always more likely to get to the accurate result that is going to happen. Just like back in the day when we used to guess how many jelly beans are in a jar, there were always people with wildly different answers, some really high, some really low. But if you actually add up all of the answers and you take the mean, so the middle number, then you are actually closer to the actual result because there's always intelligence when it comes to the masses. That's essentially what we're doing here with positive EV betting. Please follow me, guys. I'm definitely going to be making some more videos like this. Hopefully they can be a lot better. This is my very first video, so I hope you guys really like it. And I hope I can share some things with you that will actually help you guys be successful with the exact same thing. Please use my link tree if you guys have any sports books that you'd like to sign up for, or if you want to use any of the tools that you guys saw here. There are sign-up bonuses for each and every one of them. Remember, the main objective here is to stack as many things in your favor to be profitable as possible. I've given you a few in this video, but there's a lot more that I'm going to be able to share with you guys in some other ones. So definitely get those bonuses from those referrals, and take advantage of every single deposit match you possibly can. When you're playing with house money and you're doing EV betting, you just have a huge edge over the sportsbook. Thanks again, guys. I hope to see you next time.